The GEKU or GEKU company, not sure which one it is, has made an amazing upgrade from this bar that you see to this aluminum alloy bar that I'm using now. This was a complete surprise to me as I was just browsing Amazon and saw that they came out with this new product, and I instantly wanted to buy it, which I did and got to unbox and show to you here. Right now, I'm going to jump into what this looks like, what you get, and my first thoughts on this product. And this company also has a resistance bands board I recently bought, so you can actually have kind of the whole package as long as you get some resistance bands, which this company has. I've not tested them, but you could go with something like Undersun or Series Steel bands and generate enough tension in those workouts to build some muscle. So with that, this upgrade to the bar comes with the following items. First off, you will get a 3-piece bar that does have twist connectors on it that you can use in order to build into one longer bar. You can actually use the 2 end pieces as their own handles if you want, but you will need to get additional hooks on the end in order to use it. So along the 3-piece bar and connectors, you will get those 2 hooks. These hooks are actually different than the original, and something I'm going to get to later is I'm not sure if I like these more or less than the original ones, but they do come with their own connectors as well. And the last thing that you will get, and which is very neat and different from the original, is a carrying case. And this case is actually a lot smaller than I thought it was going to be. So if you want to travel with these, this would be very easy. You basically just unscrew the 3-piece bar, put it in this, and then you'd be good to go as long as you brought your resistance bands with you. And something I'm going to add in here is that GEKU or GEKU has been making additional pieces that you can put on the end of this bar. You can either put like just little loops on the end, you can put the connectors like I have. There's also wheels, which I recently personally bought for my upcoming test with this. So there are options that they've actually built off of this product, which is really cool. So you could just buy this one product, which by the way, I'm really liking this so far. You could buy this and then get these additional accessories to really just round out everything without needing to buy a ton of different other things. Now looking at the bars, there are some major differences. The big ones being that one is again the aluminum alloy that's all silver, and that is the new upgraded version. And then you have the original one, which is like an all black color and has more of a padded feel to it. Also, the newer version has knurling on it. It is small knurling, but it is something, and something I really appreciate with this product. As before, I was having some issues with grip when it came to things like stronger deadlifts. It's very hard for me to hold the bar, where in testing so far, it's been much easier to do so. It still can be hard because the bar is turning on you, but at least you have better grip with this newer product. Now in testing how long it takes to build this is somewhere between 30 seconds to 1 minute each and every time. So it's very quick. All you're doing is you're just twisting on the little connectors and then the hooks, and you are good to go by just taking your loop bands, your baseboard, and you can do your workout from there. So before I jump into my pros and cons list, here is a breakdown of the dimensions and weight of the upgraded bar. First off, the bar is about 31 inches in length or 79 centimeters. It has a circumference of 5 inches or 12.7 centimeters. The bar diameter is 1.25 inches or 3.175 centimeters. The hook widths on the end, if you were looking at adding in loop bands, is about 3.5 inches or 8.89 centimeters. And lastly, I weighed out the entire bar at about 3.36 pounds or 1.53 kilograms. Now on the Amazon page I bought it from, it says the bar is made out of high quality aluminum alloy. And from what I can tell, it only comes in this silver or grayish color, which to me is perfectly fine. It makes it look just a bit more premium in my eyes. So with that, let's jump into my pros and cons list of the new GEKU Resistance Bands bar. First off, this was very easy to put together. It takes me roughly 30 seconds to no more than a minute to get everything up and ready to go. And then you just put in your loop bands and you can do your workout. Again, I do have 2 different platforms I've been testing with, both the GEKU platform and the Step platform. So I'm going to try to continue testing with those, but do know you will need that in order to complete my entire gym setup. The next pro is that there is knurling with this bar, which is a huge plus and something I actually asked for in my original review of the first bar that GEKU came out with. So this has made it much, much easier to grip onto the bar when you have sweaty palms, which was a problem in the past. So if you're looking for a really good upgrade, I think this is a great place to go, especially if you enjoyed the original bar made by GEKU. The next pro is that this bar does rotate, which is the exact same as the original. Now again, the bar is a little bit thicker, so you might have a bit more room to grab on to grip the bar, but do know that this is the exact same feature and one that is needed when doing certain exercises. Otherwise, if you have a static bar, things can get really awkward and feel really weird going through some of the ranges of motion. Next up, we have the price, and I bought this right off Amazon.com for $69.99, not counting Washington state taxes. So for this bar and how I've used it so far, again, things could happen to where my opinion of this bar changes, but I have liked this bar a lot, and I do feel like it actually falls into that $70 range for the quality of the product you are getting. Again, you have that aluminum alloy. It feels very, very solid, more solid than the first one, even though that one had never had any issues. This one does feel more solid than that one. So again, I'm really, really, really happy with this upgrade. And I'm very glad to pay the $70 for something I really feel like has the quality I've been looking for. And my last pro is that this does have attachments you can put on the end. Now, I actually went and bought additional hooks I'm going to add to the end of this. They are the original hooks. They're actually different than the ones that come in here. So I might end up switching these hooks with the originals as both work for this product, which is pretty awesome, in order to have individual handles on each side and see if those handles are better than using the J hooks I have now. But otherwise, there are other pieces like the rollers. So I did buy those to do some ab rollouts for the testing I'm doing with my resistance bands and body weight design program. So I will be putting that out in the future. So again, there are really cool other attachments that the company is starting to add to this. So you can kind of have one product with a bunch of different things that attach onto it instead of having to buy multiple different products. For one, keeping the cost down and allowing you to save on space. All right, and with that, let's jump into my cons list of the newer resistance bands bar. First off, has to be the hooks. Again, this isn't really a con yet. However, I will let you know that I was looking for the reviews of the bar before I bought it, and some people have ended up bending those end hooks. Again, this is a different design. The original hooks were just a triangle. This new one, the bottoms of the triangle actually bend in. I don't know if this is to help it stand up when you put it down on a flat surface or not. The original does that anyway, so I don't know why they changed this. But someone did mention that they bent the end hooks, so this is something I'm looking out for. I did notice a change into where the triangle piece, where the connector or where the bands are put into, is longer, making it a little harder to get the band actually inside of it. So that was kind of a con for me. But again, if anything, this is a minor con until I end up bending them, which could happen in the future, but has not happened yet. My next con happened with the original, and it is when you are doing exercises that take a lot of tension, something like the deadlift. You can actually make it so that the twist connectors get really, really hard to remove or untwist from the different sections itself. So you have to watch out for this. I actually had one just now really get stuck on me, and I had a lot of trouble removing it. So if you don't bother removing it, if you just want to have the single bar, it's really not going to be an issue. Actually, it might make it better so it doesn't fall apart on you. But do know if you are someone trying to untwist it and maybe travel with it and put it back in the carrying case, this could become a problem. The one I got stuck, I was still able to get into the case, so it didn't matter. But if you're trying to do the separate handle thing like I'm doing, that could become a definite problem if it gets stuck in one of those handles and you're trying to put those end hooks in it. So something to watch out for. Again, it's been pretty minor for me so far. It's only got stuck in the middle section. But do know I have had it get stuck, and it's been really hard to remove without some kind of tools to help you do it. Otherwise, you're going to rip your hands up pretty good. So for my final thoughts on this new resistance bands bar and kind of the whole home gym resistance band setup I have going on, I'm going to go over that in that research for additional products on the market I want to test out against my current setup. Both the Harambe and X3 bars, in my opinion, are way overpriced, especially when quality like this is coming from different companies where I can build something similar, if not better than those products, and do it for $100+ less. Actually, this one in some cases is over $200 less in this build, and you could use my free workout program on GamerBody.com to get everything. I know they usually sell a product or a program with it, which they kind of be like, okay, that's why we're raising the price. But again, you could just use my free product and the things I've been mentioning here to build out the same thing with more options in a small space and get the same, if not better results, saving you tons and tons of money in the process. Because of the nerd I am, I actually went and mapped out the pricing of everything I have in my resistance band setup at the highest level. So the most premium product I have tested yet to just see what the cost would be. And in the end, that actually came out to $366 for this. The base level X3 is over $500, and the Harambe is even higher. They actually have a product that goes into the thousands, which is insane to me for a resistance bands product. I do know they have cheaper ones like in the 600s, 500s, but again, you are saving $100, $200 with just a great product now that's come out, and then just simple other tools, you actually get more in my build than you would actually get in those other ones. And again, you could just use my free program and get the same results overall. So again, I think this product especially could be one of the starting things to get rid of the X3 bar and the Harambe. I have not used those in the past. Again, this is me just speculating and looking at what's out there. But those products, for how big, bulky they are, and how much they cost, yes, they might have some really good materials. With the improved materials of this, and if this holds up well, it's going to be hard for those other companies to kind of get around. So I am really, really happy in what I'm seeing in terms of competition in this space and what's going on. And I really, again, really love this product by GEKU. And I think it is one that's going to really kind of disrupt the industry and really start to make competition between the different companies come together to drive down the prices, which we've been looking for. Even with inflation, all that thing going on in the world, the economy, I hope this helps to create that competition to drive down those prices. So in the end, really, really awesome product by GEKU or GEKU, whatever you want to call yourselves. If you want to take a look at their original bar or resistance bands bar, feel free to click at the video on screen. That way you can be informed of which one you want to go with, because the original is cheaper, but I personally would pay the additional price to get this newer model, as I think this is the best one that they have ever offered and is much better than other ones offered on the market today.